These are somber times. Latest 2020 Democratic presidential primary polls. Nevada Democratic Presidential Caucus, Monmouth poll. Sanders 13, Warren 19. That's just Nevada, but The Economist, 2020 Democratic presidential nomination. Sanders 12, Warren 16. Do you want me to whisper? Do you want me to go outside? Let's go to our reporter, Mike Figueredo.
I've been pretty pleasantly surprised by the way she's running her campaign, because it's very evident that she's going out of her way to run a very issue-oriented campaign, and her slogan is, "I've got a plan for that." So what that tells me is that she's trying to demonstrate to voters that she is attentive to their policy-specific concerns. If you run a campaign based on policy, then I think that's really going to help you out. And it shows, because she is rising in the polls. And according to her Iowa comms director, she also has a sign for everything. She's putting her policies front and center so that way people can choose what policy that they care about if they support Elizabeth Warren. However, as Emma Vigeland points out, there's no sign here for Medicare for All. And Emma states, Warren is actively pivoting away from campaigning on healthcare, and it's really obvious. It's a massive blotch on an otherwise perfectly run campaign, in my view. And to be clear, it's not just that, oh, well, she doesn't have a Medicare for All sign, so she must be pivoting away from Medicare for All. No, this issue goes deeper, actually. Elizabeth Warren has been very conspicuously moving away from Medicare for All. Her slogan is, "I've got a plan for that," but it's almost like she goes out of her way to avoid talking about Medicare for All. And when she touches on healthcare, it's very vague. There's never any policy specifics. And to give you an example of that, when she did her CNN town hall, she was asked about her support for Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All bill, and watch how quickly she ran away from that.
You are a co-sponsor of Senator Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All bill, and I understand there are a lot of different paths to universal coverage, but his bill that you've co-sponsored would essentially eliminate private insurance. Is that something you could support?
He's got a runway for that. I think we get everybody together, and that's what it is. We'll decide. I've also co-sponsored other bills, including expanding Medicaid is another approach that we use. But what's really important to me about this is we never lose sight of what the center is, because the center is about making sure that every single person in this country gets the coverage they need and that it's at a price that they can afford. We start with our values, we'll get to the right place.
So make no mistake about it. What you saw there was Elizabeth Warren running away from her support of Medicare for All.